This is one of the single coolest 2-card combinations for any green deck in Commander. If you play green in Commander, then this is for you.
Alright, so the whole thing starts with this card. One of the single best tutors in the history of Magic. I would argue this is probably the most underrated tutor in the history of Magic. Green for an instant crop rotation at the time you cast it, sacrifice a land, search your library for a land card, and put that onto the battlefield, and shuffle your library afterward.
This card obviously exists in the era of Tinker and lots of other really busted tutors, so it's not that surprising that it's as powerful as it is, but you can do some crazy, amazing stuff with crop rotation. I mean, there are a lot of good lands in Magic, right? There are lands that come into play tapped, lands that come into play untapped, lands that, fix your mana base, lands that have things that you can do on both sides. Sometimes they're lands, sometimes they're spells. And let's be honest, we all love these cards because they allow us to play more cool things in our decks while, not skimping on lands, right? Nobody likes to get land screwed, but everybody likes to be able to play as many powerful cards as possible while still hitting their land drops. But it doesn't change the fact that sometimes when you have like a Boseiju or like an Otawara in play, it can be a little bit frustrating because you really wish you could draw that card as a spell. Enter the original Ravnica block bounce lands. There is one of these for every single 2-color combination, and most specifically for every single green 2-color combination. These lands are kind of like soft acceleration. They enter tapped, return a land to your hand, but they tap for 2 mana, right? So if you put one of these into play at instant speed by sacrificing a land to a crop rotation, you can now instantly return Seagate Reborn back to your hand and cast it the next turn as a Seagate Restoration. You can instant speed return Soporific Springs back to your hand and use it as Sink into Stupor at instant speed, right? It only costs you green to do this. Otawara now is a land that you can discard to the channel ability. Boseiju can be discarded. They're no longer stuck on the battlefield. So in the end, crop rotation alongside any one of the 10 bounce lands at instant speed can put any spell land back into your hand to then be used at instant speed. Kind of incredible tech for very low cost. Do any of you guys play this combination of cards in your decks? Let me know below in the comments.